you satisfied when the well runs dry? Tell me, are you satisfied when the well runs dry? Oh my, oh me, tonight my darling we sing, we'll shout on high as we wait for the well to run dry. Oh my.
So here's something I had not accounted for. There is a maybe 50 car backup to get into Canyonlands National Park, the Island of the Sky part, which I think is the most visited. But wow, this is crazy. I did not even consider that this could happen. So close, only a few cars away. Place is crazy. I knew it was going to be, but it was crazy. Just selfies the whole entire time. Everybody wants a picture with themselves, and the arches in the background. Anyways, it is cool. It was beautiful. It took me about 30 minutes to get an unobstructed shot, and then another 10 minutes to get a different unobstructed shot. Shout out to Instagram, but I can't complain. I'm also there. Too much. I'm also there to shoot, but I wish everybody would just want to see the arch, not themselves right inside it. But anyways, enough whining. Over to Grand View, 5 miles down. I think it's the last big overlook in this part of the park. From there, I'm going to go back to the Green River overlook, and then over to Syncline, or the Upheaval Dove, and where I start my Syncline campsite hike. It's about 12:45. I should be over there by 1:32. Take a break, prepare my bag, rest, and then I got a 3-mile hike. I'm probably gonna start around 4:30. Starting my Syncline loop trail, which I'm not looping, down to my campsite for the night. After 0.3 miles in, I realized I didn't have my headlamp, which is a big deal because I'm probably gonna try to hike out at night, in the morning when it's still dark tomorrow. So I had to go all the way back to the car and get it. I felt pretty stupid, but I'm back now, farther than I was, so no harm done, I suppose. Just a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra miles. But yeah, it's beautiful out here. It's hot. The sun is not clouded at all, so kind of sucks. It's like direct sunlight, but it's all good. Enjoying the exercise, scenery, and quiet. I'm getting a first glimpse of my fate. Not sure if I have to go all the way down that canyon or somewhere over there, but woo, that's a tough one. Well, I'm back out of the Syncline loop, but it is not Thursday. Like I should have been. It's still Wednesday night. It's Wednesday evening, 6:40. I left at 4:15. I got down. First of all, I was going downhill. I knew this was gonna be a steep decline, and then tomorrow an incline. But I got to the canyon basically, and it just dropped like 1,000 feet more of just descent, like straight down within a mile. So I did a lot of it. I was going down. I was feeling fine. Then I started feeling then I started feeling bad. Then I got to a point where I got to the edge, and it went even steeper down. It wasn't as far to go, but it went even steeper. And at that point, I knew my plan pretty much necessitated me to get out in the morning, early before sunrise. So I would have been doing that whole thing in pitch black, and I was not feeling good. I lost the mental battle. I am disappointed for sure, and a little bit mad at myself, a little bit, but I actually do think it was a smart decision. Ultimately, this is a photography trip for me. My goal is to maximize the spaces I have, take as much great pictures and satisfy my artistic needs for the year. And doing this hike fully might have been pretty devastating for the plan, and I'm not going to beat myself up. It happens. Learn from it. Misjudged how steep it was and how much my pack would feel like with camera gear in it. This is the first time I was really trying to backpack with camera gear, and so I need to do some rethinking on that. But yeah, so plan is to try to get out and maybe camp somewhere closer to the starting point for tomorrow, but I don't have any service, so I got to go to another part of the park to figure that out. I went into Moab. I tried to see if there was a campsite kind of near Current Arch that I could stay at, but it was a BLM one, so first come, first serve. Everybody was already there. I was pretty exhausted. So I went into Moab. I decided to stop. I got like a personal pizza from the little Canyon pizza place, which actually really is pretty good. I took that, and while I was there, I took advantage of the time and the service. I found a recreations.gov campsite, and there were 2 sites available. It was only like 15 minutes from Moab, so I went ahead and did that. I wanted to get to bed early, so I got there and set up by like 9, which was great. I could have tried to shoot Milky Way out here. I mean, it's dark, but I wanted to take the night off, not stress myself. Yeah, so I wrote, and then actually Abby called me, so I was able to talk to her, which was nice. Actually, good service here. But anyways, yeah, I was in bed by 10:30. I got to sleep by 11. Woke up by 5, so not a bad sleep all in all. Better than most on this trip. So plan is to head to Current Arch right now. 1 mile hike up to it. Can do drone, see the sunrise. So excited for that. Follow the blue blazes. I am the only person I think out here, so that is nice. great morning at Corona Arch. I got there first. I was able to get pictures alone, unimpeded. Come on. And then people came, obviously. But, you know, there were some nice German people who were shooing people away from being right next to the arch, which is nice for everybody. We all got pictures. Sun came up. Now I'm headed back down, make some breakfast, go into Moab, do some maybe souvenir shopping for people, then over to the other part of Canyonlands, the Needles. So, finished up with Corona Arch. It was really great. I'm very glad I did that. Such a cool arch, such a cool area. I ended up hiking down the trail with a nice lady from Canada, Nicole, older lady. She's on a trip through the US. She loves this area apparently, and I can't blame her. I see why, obviously. She's 2 months traveling around, so I'm very jealous. Wish I could do that. On my plan, I was doing, hiking out of Syncline and driving out of Canyonlands and getting here. So I was going to be starting that hike later, photographing later, and then hiking out later. So I'm actually ahead of schedule, which is great. Most likely I will just drive straight to the Needles like my plan was, but it's possible I could find something else depending on how quickly I do everything. But yeah, Thursday already. It's hard to believe. But it's been a great trip. I'm getting all the shots that I would have hoped for, I think. And I'm hoping everything turns out, but I still got, all of Thursday, all of today, all of Friday, all of Saturday, and then maybe even a sunrise on Sunday. So I still got much more to do. Entered the Needles district, Canyonlands. Got my permits on the dash for backcountry tonight. I have a feeling this time it's gonna stick. It's much less strenuous hike. Very pretty. It's hard to see now, but when you drive into the Needles, you definitely see all the spires, which inspired the name. Okay, hiking the backcountry, try 2. Now, I'm fairly confident with this one, barring any crazy unforeseen circumstances. The campsite's only 0.7 miles away from the car, so yeah, it's not really a serious one. It's not dropping any altitude or hiking any altitude really, so yeah, but you know, still a little bit of mental game after kind of the upset of yesterday. No, this one should be fun. Needles District, it's very quiet. It's very cool. I think my campsite looks really cool too, so getting in there, it's what time, 5 o'clock. Get in there, set up the tent, explore around for Milky Way composition, and then yeah, chill out. I brought National Geographic, brought my journal. Should be fun, just hanging out, taking it easy. Well, the Needles certainly live up to their name. Look at that. Beautiful. And it is dead quiet here. And just like that, I'm here. I wouldn't even call that a hike. It was more like a leisurely stroll through the desert, but it was beautiful. But yeah, this is awesome. Already here. Gotta find the exact location, but time to set up camp. Completed my one night in the Needles District backcountry. It was really cool. I definitely had some anxiety, especially after not finishing the other hike last night. And just being out alone. I mean, you're really alone out here. There's nothing else. I didn't see another soul after I 0.1 miles into the hike. So yeah, it was definitely just a little bit nerve-wracking. But I did it. Got some writing done. Got to sit out in peace and look at the rock formations. Then I went to bed early because I just needed sleep. On and off sleep, but I think pretty good sleep. Feel pretty rested. So time to go back to the car. Probably, make some breakfast, take some sunrise pictures, and then head back into Moab to start the day. Well, very beautiful sunrise in the Needles. Not a lot of clouds, so the atmosphere wasn't fantastic for photography, but I think I got some good shots. Very happy I stayed happy I camped or walked out before sunrise, but then stayed here and not tried to go somewhere else for sunrise, because this was a perfect location. But yeah, so now it's time to get back into Moab, finish up some shopping, and then off to one of these really cool valleys. I forget what it's called, outside of Moab, that has some cool features. I can fly the drone over and over to Warner Lake for the day.